What's up, everybody? Austin, how we doing, my man?
My man, we got another stream. We get honestly a sick card today. I feel like there's a lot of value. There's obviously a ton of injury news. Excited to get into this one. I think we'll find some spots. I know you might still be adding to your card potentially.
I have the projections parlay I still need to post, but outside of any injury news, I think I'm done. I'm waiting for Tari Eason lines. I'm not expecting them to give me a line that I want, though.
Fair.
But that's about it. But yeah, hope everybody's having a great Monday. And let's get this thing going. First off, we haven't, at least not together, we haven't gone live since the trades went down. I think we should at least talk about that for a second. For if anybody's living under a rock and missed it, Luka Doncic traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. The more I think about it, the more confused I get with what is going on in Dallas. I know. I won't take it away from you. I'll let you say your thoughts on it first.
It's one of those things where it's an entertainment league. People don't want to admit it, but these sports do have some. I don't want to say they're rigged, bro, but like deep down, I personally believe there is something involved, NFL and NBA. And when you see stuff like this, man, like De'Aaron Fox yesterday, 3 first-round picks, and you're telling me they got 1 for Luka. I get it, they got AD too, but that package is blasphemous to me. The fact that Dallas just gave Luka up and no one else even got to put an offer in. I mean, bro, there's 20 other teams that would probably give better offers than that package. A 31-year-old Anthony Davis who misses more games than Doncic. Also, the weight limit shit, dude, he's 25 years old. They could get that under control in a summer. You know what I mean? Like one day they could put a trainer with him for a month and get him down 20 pounds. Like the fact that they're making that like the main thing, I can't believe it. It's definitely, to me, there's some concern of inside job there. Like
I think Nico's just an idiot.
I don't think so, man. The fact that not any other team had an idea that he was on the like trade block, that's like that makes 0 sense to me from a business standpoint. You do business, bro. Like that makes 0 sense.
If the trade happened and then he just kind of went ghost and was like, "Oh, we'll see how it plays out," I would have agreed. But the shit that he's coming out and saying about it is just making him look like an idiot. Like, apparently, for those that missed it today, reports are now that the Lakers' offer, or what was asking of them, was initially higher, and Pelinka actually negotiated him down to what the deal ended up being. So to not inside a bidding war, and then like everybody knows this was not what Luka Doncic is worth. So bro, apparently, except
3 or 4 first-round picks on top of AD and Max Christie, to not even get like Austin Reeves, like you're getting Max.
Oh, you have to get the house. You have to get both first-round picks: Reeves, Anthony Davis, Christie, and Dalton Connect.
That's what I'm saying. Like they got nothing, bro. They literally just painted the script for the Lakers the next decade. Like
ridiculous.
That right there, we're gonna probably see Nico Harrison gone within the next 2 years. When he was doing that stuff with Jason Kidd, like, bro, that was honestly like fucked up to Kidd.
Bro, Jason Kidd was so
to sit there and be included in that BS, knowing damn well that he was not involved.
I don't know how you don't consult your coach on that.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't even know if we have to talk about it. We're all on the same consensus. That Luka trade's crazy. If you don't think so, you're probably not watching. But the De'Aaron Fox one, I actually liked more. I think
for who?
For the Spurs, I love
it. Yeah.
For the Spurs, I love it. I said though, for the Kings too, I think that's a great compensation. When he's gonna walk, he wanted out. Yes, everyone was overreacting. I saw your tweet and I don't really agree with it either. Everyone's kind of overreacting with the Bull, like, oh, the Kings decided to copy the Bulls. They got 3 first-round picks as well. They're probably going to be able to trade DeRozan this offseason or something. LaVine, I get it. He's not the greatest. But, like, low-key, that lineup could work decently with Monk, LaVine, DeRozan, Sabonis, Murray. Like, that's not a terrible 5. Monk's one of the best contracts in the league. I think people were a little hypercritical there. Like, there's been far, far worse packages for guys that are asking out. Fox asked out. You're telling me you get 3 picks and Levine. I don't hate it. And
they're just gonna stay mid.
You get Kevin Huerter's contract off. Like,
what teams are the first round picks from again?
It's between the Bulls and who is the added team?
I'll look it up.
Bulls, Kings, and shit, we're blanking on one.
I'll pull it up.
Obviously Spurs.
They get 2025 Chicago. That'll be a decent one. 2028 Denver won't be shit. And your own 2028 pick back, that'll probably be mid.
I think a lot of them are going to be packaged.
Oh, wait, no, those are the second round picks. Oh, I'm tripping. 2025 Charlotte, 2027 San Antonio, 2031 Minnesota. So really likely only one lottery pick.
Still, I mean,
a lot can happen between now and 2030.
You're going to get nothing, bro. Fox was going to be gone. So, like, the fact that you get that, like, especially when we just saw the Luka package, like.
Yeah, but we got to assume other teams are making offers. It's not like there's this or nothing.
I mean, we just saw Luka go for 1 first-round pick. So,
that's such an anomaly scenario, though. That's separate events.
I don't think there's that big of a market, man. Like, I think the trade deadline market has to be smaller. The fact that these are what the deals are. Like,
I just think they like Levine a little bit more than they should. I like Levine.
A 20-point scorer that, like, will be fine.
But bro, like you're saying you like this trade because it comes with the 3 first.
What did you want him to get for him? Like, what? How do you win?
I would have rather preferred they just got like 4 first.
The same thing Damian Lillard did last offseason to Portland. Like, eventually you just have to take what you can get. People aren't stupid. They know he's asking out. They're not going to be like, oh, here's everything when the guy's going to be gone in a year.
I'm just saying I would have rather had like an extra first and second instead of Levine in this scenario, I think.
Well, you can't for contract purposes. Like, there's contracts, dude. Like, Fox is getting 40-something million. They have to even up the books.
You can pick up the Huerter contract. Or, well, no, they're trading away.
There's a reason they had to put Levine in, Like, that's why these contracts can't go through very long.
But I'm saying I think they genuinely wanted Levine. Like, I think they're still trying to compete.
Or, like, I'm sure they're
not making a run. Like, they'll make the playoffs, but they're not making a run in the playoffs. They're 10.
I think the roster is the same with or without Fox plugging Levine.
No, Fox is much more of a needle mover than Levine.
I agree he's a better player, but I'm saying for this roster, I feel like it's the exact same. And that's why I like it. The fact that they got rid of Fox contract where at least they got 3 picks, like 3 first-round picks.
Yeah.
And maybe you move Levine for something, I just think what they got comparative to what teams in their position usually get, like the Blazers didn't get 3 first-round picks for Dame.
Let me put the trade up on the screen.
I think that one's a better deal, especially when you just saw the Luka deal.
I'm putting Luka's deal in its own bucket personally. I don't even think it's worth comparing to any other deal ever. There we go. For the Bulls haul, though, I mean, I don't think Zach Collins and Kevin Huerter are much. So I'm looking at this.
Dude, and you get those bullshit contracts off your books. I low-key love that trade. Kevin Huerter was a terrible contract, overrated player. Like, Zach Collins, terrible contract for the Spurs. Like, I think those.
Was Zach Collins making that much money?
He was like $14 million, I'm pretty sure. He might have been expiring contract, though, but he signed a pretty good contract. I think it might be expiring, but it might be like a 2-year. I remember he signed a decent bag.
2 years, $16 million this year, $18 million next year.
That's what I'm saying. You get that one off.
Same as Max Strus on the Cavs.
Yeah, which I know that's kind of where the market is, but still.
I don't know. I think the only thing really worth talking about is that Fox and Wemby combo. Fox is going to get to take notes from Chris Paul for a season and then be paired with Wemby for the next
I hope they just put Fox in, start him, and bench CP off the bench. Like, put CP.
They probably will. They probably will.
Like, let's
because now they lost Trey Jones. They don't have any passing off the bench either.
And I mean, this lineup could be sick with Vassell. Also, being able to hold on to Vassell and get Fox, I think was sick.
Spurs just had probably If that Luka Doncic didn't just happen, the Spurs would have had the best trade in the last 5 years.
Yeah, fully. I think they won this trade, but I also like I'm very happy with what the Spurs did or what the Kings did. I honestly think it's like a great trade. The only like trade that I wouldn't really love is the Bulls, bro. Like I don't know why you would want Zach Collins, Trey Jones, or Kevin Herter.
I will say I do like Trey Jones. He's not worth Zach LaVine, but I think that was a sneaky pickup for him because they don't really like they have Giddey. They don't have a true point guard.
Like you're gonna have two guys that can't shoot with Giddey out there. I think I don't know. You got to do something, I guess.
Hey, bro, Spurs still have a lot of picks.
Yeah, and they kept.
So which ones did they gave up? Charlotte, their own 27 and 2031. So they lost this pick, but they still have 3 next year, and one of them being the Atlanta pick. That's crazy. 2020. Oh no, that's second round. Atlanta swap rights in 26. They gave up their own in 2027. Like they're still stocked up on draft picks. They have Castle. They have Vassell. They have Sohan. Like they didn't give up anything that you were worried about them giving up, which is crazy. But we can start talking picks. We'll start with the Hawks and Pistons game first. No Jalen Johnson, no Jaden Ivey. Not much change there. Austin, what are your thoughts on this one?
I liked Zach Rashard, however you say his name.
You said it right.
I was gonna say I've been hearing a lot of people say it differently lately. Yeah, I've been seeing just different stuff. I low-key really do like his lines. I will say the matchup's tough. 11 plus shots in 3 straight games with Jalen Johnson out is promising. Obviously, this Hawks team has a ton of different guys they're playing right now, though. They started Dominic Barlow randomly. Yeah, which was crazy to me. Wasn't even on the lineup projection, but suddenly starting. Obviously, Garrison Matthews, Vic Krejci off the bench. So
Vic Krejci only got 15 minutes last game with Rashard back.
Yeah, both their minutes were down too, with Garrison as well. So I think Rashard gets solid minutes. We'll see. I think it's a good line. I didn't want to play it enough, but because I think there's better stuff on the slate. But in that game, that's probably my favorite spot. I didn't game though.
I'm with you on Rashard. I think Dyson Daniels' lines are still too low. My official play in that game is they don't even have it as an option on FanDuel, but I had Dyson Daniels RA over 9.5. He guards Cade, obviously, and Cade isn't exactly Trae Young, where he stands 30 feet behind the basket, runs pick and roll, and chucks it up from deep. He wants to drive. So if Cade drives and kicks, you're in the paint for the shot. If he drives and shoots it, you can turn around. You're in position for the shot or for the rebound. And at the same time, Cade wants to get switches onto the center and smaller guards. So if you get the switch, now you're likely defending Jalen Duren on the roll. Jalen Duren's not stepping more than 5 feet away from the basket unless he has to set a screen, so you're in rebounding position there. And then the assist is it's a system whenever Jalen Johnson's not playing. I think he has 10 or more potentials in his last 5 without Jalen Johnson and upwards of 16 in some games. So I really liked his RA in that one.
And it's
Onyeka, is Clint Capella still out, right?
Yeah, he's out.
Onyeka double plus 120 could have value. I think that's not a bad one.
Yeah, this game for me has a lot of decent, not a ton of loves in my spot or in my opinion. I just feel like this Hawks team, especially with the rotation they've shown, it's hard for me to have faith in any guys. I like Dyson. Obviously, his minutes are guaranteed, which is good. Onyeka is cool, but he's one of those guys where I feel like his lines are priced pretty correctly. On the Pistons side, I really didn't love much.
I didn't either. I think K's assists were at 10.5 on some sites, at 10.5 playable odds. I think it was minus 130 in MGM. I do actually really like that. But that was about it. And then does FanDuel have turnover props or no?
I don't think so.
Well, if you have a book that has turnovers, whatever Cade Cunningham's turnover line is, he's going over at it, even if it's fucking 6.5. I don't know. Yeah, bro, he's he already has a ridiculous turnover rate. Now he's gonna have Dyson Daniels guarding him. I mean, he might get a double with turnovers.
What was that stat you said a few days ago where someone could turn it over like 100 times and still?
Oh, I need to find it. It was like Jalen Brunson could turn the ball or could throw the ball out of bounds like 180 consecutive possessions and still have a better turnover ratio than Cade. I'll find it. Let's see, Brunson.
Do you have any? Let's move after that, but let's move from the Hawks Pistons game. Do you have anything in this Wizards Hornets game?
I was really close to playing Brogdon 4+ assists because Jordan Poole hopped on the injury report with an illness like literally an hour ago. And that combined with Sarr not being active and Kuzma being active, I think he has 8 or more potentials in every game with Kuzma and without Poole. And even including games with Poole, most of them, he had 8 or more potentials. So I wanted this line to drop down to like -125 or somewhere before I was biting on it. I still think it should hit -140, should be fine. But I think I'm rightfully hesitant to bet on the Wizards. So I wanted a better price than that.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, I was eyeing his 6.5 RA at -120, 125. I thought that was a great line too. The minutes are a little scary for me off the bench. 20 minutes is kind of where you're going to get. So that's why I didn't play it. But if Poole sits, obviously you have a chance for more. However, he is coming back off injury. We'll see if they keep him on like a restriction or if they give him actually good minutes. You know what I mean?
I found the stat. Jalen Brunson could enter his next game, throw the ball out of bounds on 105 straight possessions, and still average less turnovers per game than Cade Cunningham.
That's insane.
And this Cade Cunningham's going against Dyson Daniels. Just saying. All right.
Quick 2 fouls for Dyson this morning or today.
Oh, bro! I was like, did the game start early and I missed it? You scared me for a second.
Yeah, quick 2.
Jordan Hawkins available to play. Bruce Brown question. Okay. Speaking of Jalen Brunson, Houston Rockets, New York Knicks. This game is going to be. I'm excited to watch this one. I think it's going to be very interesting. I'll let you start though.
I'm stoked for this game. I think it's going to be a really good one. They are still with Sengun questionable, correct?
Yeah, I think.
I played Amen Thompson 12.5 RA in this game. It's moved up to 13.5. I honestly still like it. We know this guy's a walking 10+ rebounds with Jabari Smith inactive. Done it in 7 of 10 games. Over this line in 7 of 10 games playing
13.5 now.
Yeah, over in 7 of 10 playing 32+. He's averaging 39 minutes, Doc. Over the
I believe it.
39 minutes. Like I just think his RA is so good because he has upside to get 8+ assists alone today, in my opinion, especially with Fred VanVleet out. Aaron Holiday looks to be the guy stepping in to start. Very low usage player. Jalen Green, Amen Thompson going to have tons of usage here, especially if Sengun sits. You have Dylan Brooks, who's a low usage player. Aaron Holiday, obviously. They would start Steven Adams, who's very low usage player as well. So I love Amen Thompson looks today. I think his RA is really, really underrated. I love his rebounds, 8.5. I like his PRA. I'm all Amen Thompson today.
Isaiah Collier get ruled out or something? He was just pulled off the board.
Oh, that's not good. It's another guy I'm on today.
I was going to put him on maybe FanDuel just pulled him.
I'm sure there's probably going to be something coming out.
Let's see. Where's my search bar? There it is. I don't know. We'll keep going. On this game, I'm on Josh Hart double-double. He's hit this in – what's the hit rate? I wrote it down somewhere. Here we are. He's hit this in 14 of 20 games since Christmas Day, and 5 of his misses have come in the last 7 games. And the reason for that was he had 2 outlier games where he didn't score 10 points. I say those are outlier games because even including those 2 games, he's had 10+ points in 44 of 48 games this season. And then he had 2 other misses where he finished right at 9. And the reason I do love this play is because when he has 3 or more offensive rebounds, he's pretty much cashed this in every game. And the Rockets are, I think they're bottom 5 in defensive rebound percentage since Christmas. So I think we can eat a couple extra on the offensive glass to get the 10 boards pretty easily. And it's Josh Hart. Every now and then he'll sneak 10 assists in there for potential upside. I think last game I took Josh Hart double-double. He actually got 10 rebounds and 10 assists before he even got to 10 points. So I love that play today. But it's plus 105 now, even better. I got plus 100. So if anybody wants it, go get it.
And he was upgraded to probable. So, yeah, he should be good to go today.
There we go. Kings,
OG
Minnesota.
I will say, though, OG Anunoby's not playing. So I don't love the rebounds with Hart with Achua and Cat starting. I feel like that makes it a little tight, you know?
So apparently when OG's off the floor, his rebounding rate actually goes up. So
That's
there
wild.
is that.
Because OG's averaging like 3.5 rebounds, you know?
And
like
Achua's probably going to grab 4 or 5 himself. I'm not really even when he's playing the center, he's not really grabbing that many boards.
Yeah, that's the only thing that would scare me about the double-double is just Achua is a way better rebounder than OG just off watching the game. Like, you can tell. So I don't know his. It's a weird lineup though because Dylan Brooks is starting at the 4, so like Achua guarding Dylan Brooks or Almond Thompson kind of seems like a huge mismatch. I don't know. We'll see what they do for this lineup. Obviously, Deuce McBride could step in and start, which would be great for you. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I just see Achua as the projected 4. You know.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. All right, what else we got? Kings Timberwolves. The line is higher than I want it to be, but the first one I want to talk about is Anthony Edwards, 6 assists.
We're skipping this Bucks Thunder game. 16 points.
That's next.
Oh, okay. DK has it first, but I was gonna say I don't blame you. Let's move past that.
We probably will skip it though. But his assists per 36 without Randall and without what's his face? Without Randall and Dante on the floor is like 9 or 8 or 9, something ridiculous. And his rebounding rate goes up pretty significantly as well if you wanted to play RA. But against the Kings team, who they do like to blitz in the pick and roll here and there, especially when it's players like Anthony Edwards, I think he has upside to get 6 assists pretty comfortably. I wanted it to be like 5.5 plus money, 4.5 juiced over. I didn't get that, so I didn't make it an official play, but that is a lean I do have today.
I could see him getting 3 or 4 assists off Mike Conley threes.
I hope so.
That'd be great. That fizzles in perfectly for my prop. I got Mike Conley laddered today for 4+ threes. Simply love the matchup. He's cooked them prior. I think with Dante out and Randall out, you're gonna have to see other guys like Conley, McDaniels. Obviously, Ant Edwards gonna shoot it, but you're gonna need those other role player guys to be more involved. Kind of feel like a good line. Is that minus 180 for 2+?
Yeah, bro. My jaw dropped because, bro, I was thinking about Keon Ellis at minus 130 today for 2 threes. How the hell did he jump to minus?
I got Mike Conley at minus 140 and then plus 220 for 3+. And then 4+ at plus 550, and that's crazy to me. That's where he's down to plus 170 for 3+.
Yeah.
So those lines are moving a ton. I would probably stay off that minus 180 for 2+. If you're gonna play him now, I would probably just get in at 4+ at plus what is that? Plus 440, plus 450. Scroll down, Doc.
Plus 460.
Or plus 460. So, yeah, I mean, you could probably line shop, find a better line, but I would probably do that and use it more as a lotto piece instead of a straight bet there.
Bro, how did Keon's line move so much? It was minus 130 today.
Yeah, I mean, all the lines moved. I had another player I played in that game is DeMar DeRozan, 3.5 assists. I got that at plus 125 last night. It was plus 120 on every single book, plus 125 on 365. It's down to like 130 on DK. 105 is actually a great price still on FanDuel. So lines are moving quick. It pays to be in the winnable. You're getting all our action free. We're doing a free trial right now. So if you're not in, get in. It's literally a free trial. You can see if you like it first before you're paid.
100%. And code, you guys can see it below for a free week. It's just code NBA.
Get that off either of our pages. Just you'll see it. If you can't find it, you're probably lost because it's literally there. So
yep, if you go on my page, you'll see it at the top here. All you got to do is like this post, and we'll send you a message with everything you need to know to get it. Man, now I'm really mad I didn't play that Keon Ellis line. Bucks Thunder, no.
Why aren't y'all liking Monk without Fox? I like
Those lines are just too high.
I like Monk's lines. I like I like DeRozan's lines, but like both their points lines are quite high. Monk also, do we like him for 8+ assists in this matchup? Like I don't.
That's too high.
Like it's high. That I would rather target. That's kind of why my reads on DeRozan at plus 125 for 3.5. If he has a 24-point line, that ball is in his hands. You know what I mean? Naturally, he's going to have a few kickouts. I'm hoping for more potential looks. I think Monk's lines are priced correctly, and DeRozan's not yet,
Yeah.
But I don't think I would play DeRozan at 24.5 points either. That line seems very high, too.
No. Can't, especially not at home. We know DeRozan's a home merchant.
Yeah, Monk's good lines, though. I mean, they're just rightly priced, in my opinion. Like
somebody said Monk threes. I looked into it earlier. Surprisingly, he doesn't shoot that many threes with Fox off the court. So unless you're just expecting a huge minutes boost, it doesn't. It would have to be one where if you would have had to like it even when Fox was there.
I feel like Monk could go over either of these lines, but it's one of those where it's like, yeah, I don't love that he goes over.
The value isn't there.
Yeah, like it could happen. It's a good price, but.
All right. Game of the day until everybody and their mom got ruled out except for Shea. Bucks and Thunder. Dude, what do we even do?
My play of the day in this game was Hartenstein PR. The read is completely changed, obviously, with Brook Lopez, Damian Lillard, Bobby Portis, Giannis,
Jalen
Williams, Caruso. Like all 8 of these cutties got ruled out. So not going to give us huge analysis on it. Hoping the game stays competitive enough for him because he's going to soar if he plays probably 4 quarters, honestly. I think this line's still too low. Centers have cooked this team, but it's hard to give a read on the play, really. Like this game's a 17-point spread. So full transparent, I would probably sit out of all props in this game now, but obviously I'm locked in.
I'm with it. All right, Spurs and Grizzlies. My play in this one that I actually really like is Chris Paul, 8+ assists. Without Trey Jones, I'm just going to put it on the screen for you guys because who doesn't like seeing a lot of green bars? Without Trey Jones, he hits this like every game. And a lot of that is because he's the only facilitator on the team. Like, even though Trey Jones is the backup guard and comes in for Chris Paul, they did still have some overlapping minutes. All of that goes to Chris Paul now. So if I come here and I say, without Trey Jones, and he has some weird games there, so I'll filter for 21 minutes. I mean, he's hit almost every game. And the game he didn't, still had 15 potential, 6 of 15 against Austin's boys over in Portland. I mean,
he missed against us.
Yeah, only 6 assists.
That's actually crazy because usually PGs, are locks against us.
Yeah,
he probably got like Simons defending him. That's why.
Yeah,
what I mean?
Then 3 of 13 against Houston, the worst assist matchup in the league. So, not that Memphis is a great matchup for point guards, but I mean, we're talking about the point guard. I'm fine. I mean, most of these, like you're looking at this, it's not like he has 12 games finishing right at 8. He only has 1 game where he finished at 8. The rest of them, 9, 10, 11, like he's obliterating this line. So I think Trey Jones being out, we can target Chris Paul. The main thing that we are concerned with here is the possibility of De'Aaron Fox playing. I don't think he will. I think it's very unlikely that he will, but he hasn't been officially ruled out yet. So
this seems like a spot he's not playing.
I'd be shocked if he plays.
Like on the road too, it feels like he's gonna come back for the home stretch. You know what I mean? I don't see him playing at all here. The 240 total is why I like the CP3 play more. I just think they're gonna get up and down the court. Yeah. Wemby probably gets a few free ones.
With Zach Edey on him, he's not gonna want to chase him out to the arc.
Is Ja playing?
I think he's supposed to, yeah. I know Marcus Smart isn't supposed to play. Jaws looks 50-50. Marcus Smart and Vince Williams doubtful. Oh, Desmond Bane's out. I missed that news.
Yeah, I saw that popped up recent.
You want to go back to your boy Luke?
I almost went back to Kyle. Honestly, I'll take the 2-1 day. Should have been 3-0. If anyone watched that Bucks versus Grizzlies game last night, I have never seen someone plan to defend Luke Kennard like the way they defended him. You and I think it was you and I texting, but I know I was texting A1 as well. They were defending him from the inbounds pass, Doc. Like he couldn't even get the ball inbounded to him. It was actually crazy the amount of double teams he saw, like how they were defending him off screens. Like you would have thought this guy was Anthony Edwards.
That is hilarious.
It was just clearly not our day. Didn't even get shot attempts. Like couldn't even, had 10 assists.
That's so funny. We got somebody in the chat asking about Zach Edey boards. I played it last game. A big part was one, the line was 6.5. That 7's a pretty key number for him, in my opinion, especially when you don't know if he's going to get the closing minutes depending on the matchup, which with Wemby in this case, I'm not 100% certain that he would. And 2, he got the Bucks. The Bucks are one of the worst offensive rebounding teams in the NBA, as you can see on the screen here. Spurs aren't good or bad. They're pretty middle of the pack. So do what you will with that information. If I filter it for starters, maybe that changes something. For starters, they're pretty low. So he should still have a good game on the boards. At 7.5, I get a little bit concerned though. So I'm probably staying off, but the appeal is there.
Who is it?
Zach Edey boards.
Oh, gotcha. I can't play him. He's another one of those guys that plays 19 minutes a game if you're lucky. Like I just hate backing guys where the minutes are so low.
I know.
That's like my biggest thing I've tried to avoid this year, and I feel like I've done a lot better at doing that.
How many minutes did he have last game? 18 minutes. Yeah. So the trick is you want for Zachy, just for future references, because I know I'm going to get questions. You want a 6.5 line, and you want to guarantee that he's getting 17 minutes. He gets 17 minutes most games, even just through the third quarter. And if I move the line down to 6.5, it's -170. So obviously we can't play there. But as you can see, the hit rate is very good for 7+, but he has a lot of games finishing right at 7. So I wouldn't play it at 7.5. All right. I think that's all we need to talk about in this one. Pelicans Nuggets. I think there's a lot to talk about in this one, but I don't think there's a lot of value in the props, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. Zion is making it tough to bet on this team because you don't know what you have with him yet for minutes, which is why I still have not been comfortable targeting Pelicans props very often. Obviously, Murray out for the year.
That sucks.
Russell Westbrook's out tonight too, right?
Yep, and Peyton Watson.
Yeah, and Watson. Christian Brown is up to 15.5 points. And
too high.
Bro, that's way too high. Like, all his buckets are off transition buckets. Like, he's not creating any. So, like, if the transition buckets aren't there, this guy is not scoring 15.5.
This is the value comes from 2 spots on the Nuggets. Strother, I took it last game. He shot 2 for 8 or something, and they lost to the Charlotte Hornets. Outlier game. And Michael Porter Jr. is, for whatever reason, way better at home than he is away. I'd probably take his 3s in this case if it's playable. Let's see.
I tried playing his PA last night. And
it
bumped before I could even get it. That was where I was going to target.
For Porter?
Porter Jr.
Yeah.
I would say he's probably my favorite look in this game. His 3 is great look. His PA I liked too, or his points line. It was 17.5 last night. I believe it's like 19.5, 20.5 now. So couldn't get the line, but one of those spots I really like.
Yep. And then the last play I like that I made an official play. Grand Theft Alvarado over 19.5 PRA. I mean, after DeJounte Murray went down, there was no Zion, but he had 20 minutes in the second half. He averages, I want to say, even with Zion on the court, 24 PRA per 36 minutes. He's probably going to get some rotation without Zion on the floor, and he'll get even more usage. So I think this line is too low. I think with 28 minutes, he's 6 of 8 on this line. All 6 games he went over, he had 25 or more. And one of his misses, he finished right at 19. So, and then his second miss was against Charlotte. For whatever reason, whenever I back somebody against Charlotte, they only shoot the ball like 4 times, apparently. So I really like that spot. I think that's the best way to take advantage of the DeJounte Murray news. The only other thing that I think is worth talking about, I don't know what his line is, but dude, how good has Trey Murphy been?
He's been nuts. He's another one of those guys where I feel like regression's coming for him. I feel like he's due for a span of 5 games under 20 points, but the shot volume's been insane and he's been unreal. So,
I mean, this is not the Trey Murphy I thought we were going to get this year, if I'm being honest.
That's why I'm not comfortable betting him right there, Doc. Is truly like what we've seen has been crazy from him.
He's just like he's been. I honestly want to put in a bet on him for most improved player because if the Pelicans pull something out of their ass and make a run to like sneak into the playoffs, it's going to be because of him and nobody else. So I don't know. All right.
No, it ain't. If they sneak in, it's because Zion carried them.
Zion at 25 minutes a game.
Bro, they're not getting in off Trey Murphy, bro. Come
on.
I'm
telling he's out. Is he not like? No, he's not outscoring Zion right now. But bro, he's out there
and he's playing 40 minutes a night. Come on, this team needs Zion and Brandon Ingram if they want any chance.
Brandon Ingram's not gonna. I don't think Brandon Ingram's coming back.
Yeah, probably not.
But bro, at this point, if Brandon Ingram comes back, Trey Murphy has a real case to be the number 2 over him right now. That's how well he's been playing. I'm not talking just numbers. I'm talking like if you're watching him playing, you're watching me like this guy is legit very, very good right now.
He's probably going to make them trade Brandon Ingram, honestly, just because he fits he fits their timeline. So I fully agree there.
I think so too. I think if they get like not Chris Paul, but like a true facilitating guard with him,
I think they hit up Simons, and I think they go get a Blazer, go get Anthony Simons. We'll take Brandon Ingram and call it a day.
You want Brandon Ingram so bad over there.
I've wanted him in Portland. I just think he'd fit our team.
Bro, every Cavs fan wanted the Cavs to trade for him this year, and I was like, dude, I don't know if he'd fit. Like, he'd be great. I don't know if he would fit.
He'd probably be nice on your guys' team.
He'd be nice.
You know what I mean? That roster, he'd fit.
All right, next game, Pacers and Jazz. I'm on one play in this game, but I have a couple leans as well. My play is Jordan Clarkson over 13.5 points. They finally put Collier back on the board. I mean, Clarkson, his volume has been solid since he got back from injury. I think he had 13 and 12 field goal attempts. Between 11 and 15, he's over this line in every game except 2. Both of the misses were right at 13, and they were poor, like 3 of 11, and like just horrible shooting nights. And the other thing is the Pacers against like guys off the bench who get real usage. The Pacers have been horrible. Players off the bench at least 20 minutes, at least 20% usage. So on the season, players that fit this bill. Oh, well, let me do this season. But I can give you the number off the top of my head. They're over in 16 of 19 games. Okay, this isn't right. Hold on. I need to figure out what I looked up earlier. But of the 3 that missed, it was guys where they had a teammate off the bench with the same usage and same minutes that also went over. So I think his line is too low going against bench guys in the Pacers that I just don't think are good defenders. And the other one I liked was just fading Benedict Mathurin props. Now that Nesmith is back, Mathurin doesn't close anymore. So he doesn't see more than 27 minutes. And I mean, his hit rate on all of his props are just horrendous with that kind of minutes. So those are the 2 main spots I liked in that game.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming off injury too, so minutes naturally trending down. Clarkson, I like. It's one of those spots I've said all year. If you're betting Jazz props, you can't bitch if they miss because you know the risk you're getting into. I bit into Collier stock. I played 15.5 PA for Isaiah Collier. Kind of the same narrative against the Pacers. I think it's a spot where he's probably going to play 28 plus minutes. So I went with that just because I feel like his minutes are guaranteed. 14.6 potentials over the last 10 games, over this line in 9 of 10 games at 15.5 PA, averaging 10.9 field goal attempts. I feel like with those potentials and projected field goal attempts, a 15.5 PA line is more than capable for Collier. But you got Keontae George there, by the way, cuz.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. It's one of those lines where Collier, Clarkson, George, Sexton, like they have a lot of guys out there. the minutes are probably going to be close to even, but I do think this game stays close enough, especially with all the injuries on the report right now. So that's kind of my look there. That being said, if Collier misses, you won't hear complaints from me. The Jazz, you get what you get. You know, if you're going to bet on Jazz props, you got to know the risk.
100% agreed. And then, yep, that's all that's worth talking about there. Suns Blazers. You have the floor, Mr. Blazers boy.
This game, I honestly don't. I know we beat them outright by like 20 last time. I genuinely don't think we win this game. I lean that we cover though, +5. I kind of liked us +5.5.
So that's a tight line.
Tight line. I do think this game's back and forth, but it seems very unlikely that we win them both. I said that same thing about Orlando, but this Suns team's rat shit, and we kind of ball out against teams that are like starless, you know, like those teams that are playing with like 3 stars, but they're not like they don't know their roles, you know, like these are the like kind of like how the Magic was. Portland plays really well against these teams. Kamara's going to be all over KD and Booker, like we saw. Denny Advia is going to play a ton of minutes. I targeted DeAndre Ayton, which I'm a little nervous about. Obviously, he cooked Nick Richards yet again and the Suns, his old team, but I targeted Ayton because of the matchup with Nick Richards. He's done it 4 straight times against him. I took his 25.5 and 26.5 PR. I love that price, but interesting game for sure. I do get a little nervous playing the same prop second time in a week. You know what I mean? But yeah. Portland, I mean, we're 20-29. We were projected 18.5 wins going into the season. We've already beat that projection. It's one of those teams that's playing hard right now. They're not a good team by any means, but they can scrap it up against any of these like lower tier teams, you know.
I'm with you. I think one thing that I think is worth mentioning in this game, Booker needs 23 points. Maybe 24 to become the Suns' all-time leading scorer. And with Kamara and KD, it could open up for Booker to see a little bit more usage. So 26.5 should hit.
Not gonna good at home. Like they've been good at home, so the game's probably gonna stay close.
Yeah. And I mean, Beal at this point, he's been what he is. He's coming off the bench. He's not getting as much usage as Booker and KD, and he's accepted that to his credit. But it is one where it's just his lines are low, but they're low for good reason. Don't want to be betting on Tyus Jones or anybody like that.
Mm-hmm.
And on the Blazers side, if they want to flash Simons for a little bit of trade bait and give him a little bit more usage, I could see that happening, especially against a matchup like the Suns. But
I think that's what they're doing, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised to see Rob sit again, Rob Williams, because he's going to be gone by Thursday likely. I feel like he's the most likely candidate to go to a team like maybe the Rockets or one of those teams that need a good backup center. I could see Rob being that mold, especially because he does appear to have a market. But I would say Simons, I think, is going to stay in Portland. My initial, like, just reading the market, I don't think the deal gets done there. Ayton, another guy I could see end up on the Lakers, honestly. So interesting to watch him. Also, Jeremy Grant could be a trade guy. So Portland's definitely playing these guys intentionally. You know, like there's a reason Klingen's been playing less minutes, Shaden Sharp, Advia. All these guys that are going to be a part of the future are seeing less minutes right now, which can be beneficial betting, but also just expect trades, you know, like there's going to be someone that gets moved.
What do you think about Simons to the Grizzlies as a backup guard?
That's the issue. He's not a backup. Yeah, the issue is, bro, he's good enough to be a starter. It's just
but Ja also plays once every 3 games right now. That's the upside of it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, he would be great for that fill and roll with Bane and, you know, filling in for John Bane when they sit.
Doesn't defend.
He doesn't have to because, I don't know. The Magic would be a great fit for Anthony Simons, a great fit for them just because they need scoring, man. You watch that little.
Who do you want back from the Magic, though?
Nothing. That's the issue. Like, nothing. They don't have any youth.
You don't like Anthony Black? I don't think they'd give him up, but
yeah, he's the only guy that like would be. You know what I mean? They're not going to move Franz. I don't want Wendell Carter Jr. at all. I don't want Isaacs. Like, that they don't. It would probably be picks. Like it would just be picks,
Yeah.
and that's kind of.
Simons for Franz, who says no?
I mean, we would.
Somebody said check out Sharp, 13.5 points. It looks solid. I mean, we talked about it, I think last time we were live. Sharp at 13.5 points at home, just even off the bench, seems like a wagon at this point. Let's see. Threes too. What are his threes? -110. He's been chucking.
Yeah, I mean, he has the green light off our bench right now.
5, 6, 7, 6, 6, 7. Let's see points. 13.5. Home. 14 of 21. I mean, his misses are right there. 13, 12, 12, 11.
Dude, he's been so efficient from three. I'm telling you, I'm not taking that. You and I know he needs to shoot 7 attempts to be consistently there. 3 of 5, 3 of 6, 3 of 7, 2 of 4, 2 of 4. I can't do that.
I mean, what kind of minutes are you projecting for him tonight?
25 again, 24 to 27. He's not touching 30 minutes.
Let's say 22 to 28.
The issue with Portland is no one knows their closing lineups because they don't have one. Grant will close sometimes. Simons will close sometimes. Scoot will close sometimes. They have 8 guys they rotate, and they rotate the hot hands, you know? So, like, Simons is not closed before, but then if Simons has 30, he's going to close, you know? So it's hard to –
yeah, that 13.5 line might be a little sharper than I thought.
It's a good line. I like it. I lean the over, but I just think with all these guys with the deadline, like Portland would be stupid not to play Simons, Grant, Ayton. They're playing these guys intentional. You know, they're going to show them off a little bit, try to see if they can get a package for those guys.
They're definitely about to backdoor the playoffs.
Dude, I mean, this team, that's the thing, bro. Like, they're 20 and 29. Like, and this team was supposed to be one of the worst teams in the league. And their trajectory looks way better than Utah's. You know, like some of these worst teams in the league, Portland.
That's what happens when Will Hardy's not your coach.
Yeah, fact. I mean, we got Chauncey.
Bro, Simons had a 0-point game. What the fuck is this?
You bet on it. That was when we took his under.
I bet on it?
I took his under too. We bet his under RA, and he had like 4 RA and 0 points. It was one of the like biggest sweat-free game. I was at it. It was a 50.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was like bet on him that day. It was a
damn. All right. Yeah, I think Booker's really the only spot in this one where I'm like, yeah, I think that's solid.
I think
did you give out one?
Ayton's gonna go crazy in that game.
Ayton. I think I put Ayton as well. 27.5 PR.
I mean, it's the revenge narrative. He hates the Suns team. The balls. He went 11 for 12 too, bro, against them.
Meanwhile, Nurkic is enjoying his time.
Ayton looked nice in the first game against them. Obviously defended by Nick Richards. He also had 7 rebounds. I think he has upside for more rebounds today, but he's gonna score 20.
Luka Doncic for Anthony Simons, straight up.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the package.
Maybe add a 2nd-round pick, and I think we're talking business.
The thing is, though, there's teams like Paul George is getting a max. I would rather Anthony Simons than Paul George on my team.
Oh, 100%.
And like that's crazy.
At a max deal or like at his current deal?
At just where they're at right now.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like it. So it's tough. Portland's in an interesting situation. I'm excited for what they're gonna do though, but part of me could see them not move anyone and just do it in the offseason, kind of what we saw them do with Brogdon.
Yeah, it's tough. I feel like everybody you have, like everybody would want to have those pieces, but I don't think anybody views them as like, oh yeah, if we get them, we're gonna win the chip.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ayton could help the Lakers a ton. I think Jeremy Grant could help a contender. Like Jeremy Grant on the Nuggets would probably help.
We have to be off the bench, but yeah.
Or you move him to the 4 and move Gordon's ass off the bench. He's terrible. He's one of the most.
No, they're not going to do that.
No, especially now. You saw it when he was coming off the bench. Jokic made Gordon.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that.
I'm just saying, like Peyton Watson, like Julian Strawther, their bench is awful. Not awful, but like missing a piece. I think
you only go 8 deep in the playoffs. You got Strawther.
Strawther, they would take Jeremy Grant in a heartbeat over those guys off their bench. Jeremy Grant can get you 20 any given night, bro. Like,
Yeah.
He's not anymore.
I don't think
because
they take him over Watson, over Strother probably.
I'm obviously contract aside. I think Portland has guys that wouldn't get you like shit, but I think they could get you to move the needle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Simons to the
And
Bucks.
who to the Bucks?
Simons to the Bucks. They wouldn't do it because
Oh, their whole bench is nothing but shooters. They need somebody who's like
they need someone else.
they need Bobby Portis, but like 6 years younger, and that would be perfect for them.
I was gonna say they need something fresh off the bench because
Yeah.
that team needs something.
AJ Green, love AJ Green, rooting for him. That's not going to cut it, especially not if your coach is Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers is horrible. All right, last game, Orlando Magic and Golden State Warriors. To be completely honest, I have zero interest in talking about this game.
We've talked about it. The Magic made it tough to bet on, honestly, because of their pace of play. They'll walk it up every single time, no matter what, and shoot it at 1 second on the shot clock. Makes it so difficult. We get a 2-0.
They're just not good. It's not even about the pay, bro. If you're a slow-paced team that can play half-court basketball, that's fine. When you're a slow-paced team that doesn't understand how to drive and kick the ball, and then in the rare case that you do, you can't make your shots, why the hell would I watch you? It's honestly – and then you're good on defense, so now the games are finishing like 80-80, but it's not like, oh, this is good 80s basketball. Players are trying hard on defense. No, it's just bad basketball, and I hate watching it right now.
Yeah,
I could rant about this for 20 minutes. If you
they're unwatchable in person. Like I just saw this team play. It was a very difficult watch. That's why I think they need by far the most help off the bench. I think Simons would help them. Jordan Clarkson would help them. I just think this team needs another facilitator. They look so lost bringing the ball up with Banchero and Franz every possession. Like that, it looks so bad.
Franz looks fine.
No,
Paolo looks horrible right now.
No,
and I'm
bringing it up.
5 games ago, I understand this is probably just a dip, and I think they're going to be fine by the time the playoffs come around.
They're going to beat the Cavs in the playoffs, and you're going to be.
But I'm a big supporter of Paolo Banchero. I think he's underrated. I've never seen him look, even in his first game in the NBA, I've never seen him look as lost as he does on the court as he has these last 5 games. It's been unbelievable to watch.
No, I'm with you. I mean, I don't think it's a team to bet on right now. The Warriors, I guess Steph Curry's threes I thought were good. It was pretty juice, so that was another line. There wasn't anything I had to pull the trigger on in this game. I already had 6 plays out too, so I was kind of like, yeah, I'm not going to overexpose on a slate I'm not super confident in, with that game.
Given everything I just said, there's a lot of value in Banchero lines just because his volume has been so ridiculous.
He was at 22.5 points last night.
He might still be, bro.
And he's shooting that in field goals alone.
Yeah, he's just been horrible. Yeah, he's still 22.5.
Yeah.
He's just been horrible.
That's a good line. It's just hard to take that with a 209 total.
I mean, I think every Magic game is going to be a low total at this point. And then you have the Warriors who you have outside of Curry, you have no idea which of the next 11 guys on the roster is going to be playing. Draymond Green might be returning today. Dennis Schroeder looks horrible. Andrew Wiggins, what's his line at?
He was 18.
17.5. He's getting somewhere between 16 and 20. Like every game. It's just a matter of that one extra shot he takes. Does he make it or not? I mean, it's just the whole thing looks horrible. All right, is that everything?
Yeah, I think that's it. Sorry, I was reading the chat, catching up.
No, you're good. All right, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Austin, appreciate you as always. And we'll see you guys in the next stream. Take care, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in.